Okay, now story in Crackdown 2. There is no story in Crackdown 2, really. I mean,
Yeah.
there is a resemblance of a story. Sure, you could get little audio logs around, so you could get some backstory, but really, there is no story. If I had to explain the story, it's pretty much Pacific City is overrun with freaks, and you have to stop them by putting beacons all around the city and pretty much destroying them. That's it, really.
The end.
Yeah, the end.
That's
Yay!
it.
Guess how
All
it ends too.
I think that there was a story because, like, if my memory is halfway decent, I think that I heard something about a story, but I guess that my I don't give a fuck totally kicked in, and so I've forgotten about the story. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you say that there's a story, then I guess there was a story.
Wait, there's a story? Oh yeah. There's a story, and it's pretty good. It's really good, actually. I really enjoyed the story, and I love it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's really bland, and when there is a story, it's not very well told at all.
It's it's really good if you like shit. So let's get on to the meat of the game, which would be the gameplay, since nobody's buying this for its story.
Okay, the gameplay is awesome. I'll say it right here. Now, I know it's very similar to the first one, but seeing that I haven't played the first one in a little while,
Identical.
oh, go to, you know what? I'll kill you.
please, please proceed.
I'll kill you. Alright, anyway. It's not completely identical. The city looks completely different, except it isn't. It's the same city, except you have a couple of
Identical.
buildings. Yes, identical. The city is very identical. I'll just say, yeah, the city is very identical, but that doesn't mean the city is bad. I haven't visited the city in a long time, since Crackdown 1, so it was nice to come back to it, but still, that doesn't mean that the city should still be the same fucking city from the first game. So just tell me what you thought about the gameplay before I talk about more about the gameplay.
All right, so here it is. Crackdown was titled Crackdown for a reason. This is video game crack. I mean, the gameplay is so addictive because what other game are you a superhero who can jump 50 fucking feet from building to building and you can just rain hell down on people with fucking huge ass guns? Like, you have a fucking harpoon gun. I mean, what else needs to be said? You can pick up a fucking car and you can throw it on some. You can literally, car pisses you off, a car runs you over in the middle of the road, you get up and you say no big deal. You run up to that fucking car, you grab it, you find the nearest ocean and you throw that bitch in the ocean. What other game can you do that?
Incredible Hulk.
Other than
Prototype.
which was actually made by the same people, I believe.
Yeah, no, wait, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, maybe. Anyways, in all reality, Crackdown's gameplay is exceptionally fun, and the one main thing that Ruffian, or however you want to pronounce the game developers for Crackdown 2, the main thing that they brought to the table this time around was the fact that you can now play with 3 other people in 4-player online co-op. As I'll always say, co-op makes everything better, and in this case, that definitely holds true because, just raining death from above in a helicopter is tons of fun with, all your friends on Xbox Live. And for me, that made the game worthwhile. But in that same breath, this is, for me, an almost identical game to Crackdown 1, which doesn't warrant the full $65 purchase. So that's where I'm going to leave my opinion so far.
Well, okay, orbs. That's it. It is really crack. You just go around shooting people, and when you shoot people, you get orbs. You get orbs to make you powerful. You make yourself a badass, and that's just what's so much fun about it. Screw the story, screw everything else. The gameplay is really what makes Crackdown Crackdown, and I gotta admit, I loved Crackdown 2, even though it's very identical. I know it does. I said this earlier, too. I said I love Crackdown 2. I love Crackdown 2. That's the third time I'm going to say that. I couldn't find anything really that much wrong with the gameplay itself. I mean, there is stuff wrong about this game. The story and some of the controls are a little loose sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm trying to aim at one guy and it'll aim at a freaking car like a mile away. I'm like, oh, no, that guy that's blowing me up with a rocket launcher, you douchebag. So it's a little annoying with the controls and the story, obviously. I keep saying the story is non-existent, to be honest. So I just thought it was really fun. Orbs is awesome. Orbs. Hey,
Well,
guess what? Hey, Tyler.
More orbs?
Orbs.
I've got a confession to make.
Orbs.
And that confession is the fact that
Like-
every time I hear that little music sound for when you level up in this game, I pop the heart on because gathering together more orbs to listen to that song, just like it's busting, it's bulging out right now.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not even.
I'm like,
And
oh,
then
God.
and then you got slapped in the face with it. But in all reality, yeah, that's what makes this game something truly enjoyable because when you start out, you're a know nothing character who has just base values, And as you progressively get more and more orbs, and in specific, my favorite is agility orbs, you level up. And as World of Warcraft and several other RPGs have shown us, leveling up is an addiction that is very hard to fight off. So once you get started, it's really hard to put the game down because you want to continue to level up. And so that's what I really enjoy about the game.
So what do you want to go on? Let's go on to the graphics. Just real quick, the graphics. I thought the graphics were really good. Cell shaded. I love cell shaded. So we're just gonna talk about the graphics real quick. I just thought the graphics were amazing. The character models really good. They look realistic when you look from afar, but I love that in like movie posters like Indiana Jones where you look far away, it looks realistic. When you get up, you're like, that shit's cartoony. And this is the same thing. Like if you look far away, you're like, hey, that looks somewhat realistic. You go up and I'm like, God, man, he doesn't have a freckle on his face. He's a cartoon. So yeah, I thought the graphics overall, I really liked them. So what did you think of the graphics?
You know, I'm going to agree with you here because a lot of people will say that they absolutely hate the cel-shaded type of look, but I actually really enjoy it. And a lot of people will also say, hey, Crackdown 1 looks better. But to me, I actually thought Crackdown 2 looks better, and this is totally subjective, but for me, the graphics did the game justice. I thought that they were perfectly fine.
So yeah, let's just go straight into the overall of the game. What did you think of it overall?
Overall, and I'm going to be really harsh, and I know that our opinions are kind of diametrically opposed from one another. I'm going to say that Crackdown 2 is too much of the same in the same sense that Left 4 Dead 2 to me was too much of the same. These developers have had 3 years in order to make a completely brand new game. And yet, in that 3 years, they've only managed to add 4-player co-op, add zombies, and add a few new weapons and a few new abilities. It's nothing that warrants a full $65 purchase. To me, it's an enjoyable game that I really like, just like Left 4 Dead 2 is an enjoyable game that I really like. But for me, neither of these games offer or provide enough new content in order to justify you buying this at a full price. So while it is enjoyable, you have to be very conscious about what exactly you're buying. So that's my personal opinion about the game.
All right. So what price would you think is a good purchase price for this game?
I'm going to give it around a budget, almost like a $29 to $39 purchase.
All right. I could see that. All right. I thought the game, I really liked it a lot. There's problems, story. Some of the controls are a little weird, and I don't know. It's definitely more of the same. I mean, they could have put it in a different city or made the city completely different or something. You know, just I don't know, wreck some buildings, put some buildings up or something. Make it destructible environments. That'd be awesome. Just blow up freaking buildings. That'd be sweet. I love that. But I love that. You know, come on. I'm already telling you I'm loving that, and it's not even freaking real yet. So
It's fucking McDonald's commercial right here. I'm loving it, like over and over again. So as you were saying,
oh, of course. Anyway, I'm loving it, and I love this game. So overall, what would you give the game?
I'm going to give the game a final score of a 7 out of 10 because I'm pessimistic.
Okay, I'm going to give it a Whopper Big Mac out of a Whopper Junior.
Which equates to what
A
score?
9 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I knew that. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, so there's our very mediocre review. We did this for fun, so suck me. All right, if you're gonna pay us, yeah, twice, 2 times. Two times. If you're going to pay us to do reviews, then we'll do them seriously. But until then, blow me. The end.